welcome to CONNECTpreneur. We're glad that you could join us today. CONNECTpreneur is a global community of over 30,000 investors, CEOs, entrepreneurs, business leaders, and professional service providers from all around the world. 2025 marks our 14th year, and during this time, we have hosted over 100 in-person and virtual CONNECTpreneur forums with over 1,500 presentations from 900 plus presenting company alumni. And about 60% of our presenters have received funding from investors that they have met on our platform. Hopefully, you have already downloaded today's program book for the event, which has the info on our sponsors and executive summaries of our awesome presenting companies. If you haven't, no worries. Emily will post that in the chat now for you to be able to download. A couple things about today's event. We have 6 awesome presenting companies, and after the final presenter, we'll open up a breakout room, which will be for about 30 minutes or so. Each one of our presenting companies will host their own breakout room, so you can enter in and out of the breakout rooms. We just ask that these breakout rooms be for investors only to take the time to get to know these presenting companies, and use that time just for investors and presenting companies for those breakout rooms. A reminder that the program book was just posted by Emily, so you can look at that if you missed it. Another note is to please be respectful and tactful when using the group chat. Make sure you can totally post your LinkedIn and other contact info. Just make sure to not overload the chat. We would definitely appreciate that. We would recommend that you download the chat transcript before you go into the breakout rooms. That way you can read through them afterwards. And another note is we will be polling our investors after each presenter today. These polls are for direct investors only. They are confidential, so we won't be sharing any of the poll results with the audience. But I do want to point out once again, these polls are for direct investors only. No service providers, no one who is not a direct investor. Please only respond to these polls if you are interested in directly investing in the company that has presented. Our marketing coordinator, Emily, is going to put some links in the chat. These are for our YouTube channel, our upcoming events, and like I mentioned earlier, the link to today's program book. Lastly, if you're interested in sponsoring or presenting, please feel free to send me an email and let me know. I will put my email in the chat for you. Okay, so now I'm going to put up our first poll. This poll is for everyone on the meeting. If you are seeking services from any of the following, please feel free to indicate here, as well as there's a button if you're interested in presenting at a CONNECTpreneur event or some other fun things. So while that is up, I am going to read our list of sponsors. We have Next powered by Schulman Rogers, Modus Create, AEG, Schulman Rogers, Northern Virginia Chamber of Commerce, Maryland Tech Council Venture Mentoring Services, Refraction, Startup Grind, Entrepreneurs Organization, Frederick Innovation Technology Center, Keiretsu Forum, Dingman Center Angels, Citrian Angels, MIT Alumni Angels, New Jersey Angels, Georgetown Entrepreneurship Initiative, Wharton DC Innovation Summit, Founder Institute, Ryan and Wetmore, Enterprise Transformation Solutions, and Money Jade Science and Technology Association. So with that, I would love to get started. To introduce our presenters today, I would like to introduce a longtime CONNECTpreneur partner, Sarah Clasper, who is an associate with Next, powered by Schulman Rogers, which is disrupting the way startup law is being performed with packaged offerings on a fixed price basis. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you, and good morning, everyone. A quick thank you to Tien, Skylar, Emily, Avery, and the entire CONNECTpreneur team for another great event. We're very honored that we are a longtime sponsor of CONNECTpreneur, a leading global event that connects entrepreneurs, investors, and all other members of the startup ecosystem. A quick plug on Next. Next is changing the way that legal services are provided to startups. We are delivering our services through priced packages from the beginning of a company's formation all the way through their exit. And we have designed these packages to be from an entrepreneur's perspective so that they know exactly what the cost will be for each project. We also, our clients will work with seasoned attorneys with a very hands-on legal services model, but we also utilize a robust technology platform so that the clients can see where we are on our projects, and it's a collaborative, efficient process that's also transparent. I'd like to go ahead and get started today. Our first company is Daesun and Dr. Wei Gu. Dr. Wu is well equipped to lead Daesun to the next level and beyond. She attended college at the young age of 15, has 2 master's degrees and a PhD from UPenn. More recently, she has recognition from Forbes, the American Mathematical Society, and the U.S. Navy for her impressive performance and accomplishments in the data, machine learning areas, and her contributions to the National Science Foundation. Daesun is creating 24/7 voice companion technology for seniors that will provide immediate alerts to caregivers or families when it detects anomalies. Please welcome Dr. Wu to tell you more about it.
Thanks for the introduction. Good morning. My name is Dr. Wei Gu. I'm a CEO of Daesun. We are transforming healthcare with voice-based AI. Specifically, we actually develop a voice sense platform, which is non-invasive, explainable, and always listening. Voice sense can use just 30 seconds voice to detect 10 diseases simultaneously. Voice sense can identify early health anomalies in real time. Voice sense can be a trusted voice companion in every elder's home, caring, alert, and backed by science. More than 50 million seniors live with cognitive risks. More than 300 billion people's $300 billion lost it because of delayed dementia detection. 1 in 3 ER visits could be avoided. Caregivers are overwhelmed, especially for documentation. What do? We develop an AI agent. They listen very quietly in the back end, and they search and learn and detect anomalies 24/7. You think about it. Voice actually is free, everywhere available. Get into our magic system, we can identify anomalies and send alerts to our calling center. Our calling center's AI agents will immediately send those anomalies and alerts to their families and caregivers. This voice sense platform already built. We also made the AI agents. They can do voice EMR, auto summarization. They can write doctor's soup notes. They can do daily checks. They give caregivers and family members peace of mind. We are funded by NSF, supported by DoD, and we are having pilots underway. Our go-to-market strategy is use that platform as a monitoring, a loading tool, but simultaneously, we actually use it as a clinical pathway for us to pass FDA, 1 disease at a time. There are already hospitals interested in using this, doctors doing assess. Once our FDA passed, you can see our revenue will be exponential. Left is our current 5 years projection. I also have a very strong team. My co-founder, Sean, was actually a chief architect at Optum United Health Group. And myself, as mentioned that I went to college at 15 and became professor at 18. I was a McAllister professor at Harvard Medical College, and I was NSF program director and presented my researches to Congress, featured in Forbes. I have multiple NSF ONR grants, including 1 is for anomaly detection in UAV system. I used this one actually did anomaly detection for elderly care. That is why our system is much more easier to use and faster, because we only use 2% of data, critical data, and use mathematics, we can make it very, very accurate and explainable. Our technology is way beyond the current existing one. We are asking for 3 million to scale. Below is my contact information. Thank you for listening. Please feel free to contact me. Here is my contact info, gu@daydream.ai. Daydream take a data state decisions soon.
Thanks, Wei. We're going to move on now. Time's up.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wu. And there was an investor poll that should have appeared at the end. Next this morning, we have Ibex Biosciences. Murat Kroki is well positioned to lead Ibex as he has a wealth of experience in the early stage biotech sector, having held pivotal management roles in other early stage biotech companies for over 2 decades. His ingenuity is demonstrated from his contributions as an inventor on 5 patents, and his work ethic is proven by his distinguished tenure in the military as a decorated veteran. Ibex Biosciences is developing a single-dose antibody cure for malaria and chemo-resistant colon cancer. I welcome Murat to tell you all about it.
Thank you very much. In the next 4 minutes, I'm going to focus on our 2 programs validated in animal models. One is for malaria, and the second is for chemo-resistant colon cancer. The problem Ibex is solving is addressing the 1.56 million people that die worldwide from malaria and refractory colon cancer annually. Our solution is a single-shot cure for malaria and an antibody-drug conjugate targeting chemo-resistant colon cancer. First, let's go through the infection cycle starting with malaria. An infected mosquito bites you. The sporozoite travels to your liver. They hang out here for about 10 days. They burst out as merozoites and start infecting red blood cells. This begins the symptomatic stage of the infection that cycles every 48 hours, where either your immune system will clear the infection or your organs will be deprived of oxygen, causing major organ failure and death. Ibex's antibody binds to the surface of red blood cells, blocking the parasite's ability to infect. By inhibiting the interaction, the merozoites can't enter the red blood cell. If the parasite fails to invade within a minute, it dies, ending the infection. And that's exactly what we observed in the gold standard animal model for malaria infection. A single 150 microgram dose of Ibex 13 cured the humanized mice with human blood without any reported side effects. Resistance is impossible as we're blocking a human receptor rather than the parasite. Also, the antibody is resistant to extreme heat. It was active after 2 weeks at 60 degrees Celsius. Turning to colon cancer, our APACA-based VHH antibody lacks a light chain and is less than half the size of a conventional antibody. Its smaller size likely drives its strong performance in malaria, and as you soon see in colon cancer, the image shows an ADC, which contains a cleavable linker and a toxin on the end that is released once it enters cancer cells. It makes it especially effective against the highly expressing CD147 protein. In chemo-resistant colon cancer, CD147 is notably upregulated. The left image shows tumors that responded to chemotherapy. It had low CD147 expression, while non-responding tumors exhibited high expression. That's the brown area here. This pattern correlates with patient survival, as shown on the right graph. Patients with high CD147 expression face 80% fatality rates within 50 months, whereas those with low expression plateaued at 30 months, with approximately 80% surviving. This is the animal cancer model Ibex 13 ADC demonstrated. It reduced cancer cell viability by 98 to 99% respectively at a dose of 10 milligrams per kilogram. The HT29 cell line that was used for this preclinical testing is often used against drugs that chemotherapy has no efficacy against. members of our team. Our chief scientific officer is an inventor for peptide phage display technology. It's a breakthrough that earned the 2018 Nobel Prize in Chemistry. Dr. Lai on the right was trained under Dr. Roscoe Brady, who developed drugs that were licensed to major pharmaceutical companies and went on to generate billions of dollars in sales. Myself and Michael Carlin have decades of experience in management, accounting, and finance. Our offering is a $25 million syndicated round. We intend to exit with an IPO or licensing within 4 years of closing. I look forward to speaking with you in the breakout room. Also, please visit the URL invest.ibex.bio for videos illustrating what we've covered today. Thank you. Thank you for your time and attention.
Thank you so much, Murat. You should have seen another investor poll pop up at the end there. Next this morning, we have Ongo Energy. As a founder and CEO of Ongo, Ashu Jain has proven his work ethic, accountability, and his leadership skills both in business and beyond. In addition to his experiences reshaping businesses for which he has received national recognition, he's also a nationally acclaimed tennis table athlete and represented the United States at the highest levels. Ongo is creating energy sprays with 3 times faster absorption that requires no refrigeration or preparation. Please welcome Ashu Jain, founder and CEO.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, team, for the opportunity. I'd like to start with the paradox of energy consumption. There's a saying that we live in the most over-caffeinated yet still exhausted generation in human history. $17 billion are spent in the United States alone, 70 billion in the US, in the world. Yet the problem isn't caffeine. The problem is the additional ingredients and the delivery methods. We can charge our car on the go. We can charge our phones on the go. But to get a human charge, we need stops to purchase, consume large beverages, and wait 20, 30, 40 minutes to kick in. As the introduction said, my name is Ashu Jain. I am the founder of Ongo Energy. I'm a Hall of Fame table tennis player that spent 15 years protecting athletes' rights. And today I'm going to show you the biggest breakthrough in energy supplements since 5-Hour Energy. This right here is our pocket-sized bottle. And that right there was an entire Red Bull. Instant, on the go. And what would typically take someone 30, 40 minutes to feel the boost and the stops and the beverages, the liquids, the sugars, our product absorbs almost instantly. And just one of these small bottles eliminates or replaces the need for 15 individual stops for sources of caffeine. Most importantly, our product is sugar-free, gluten-free, natural caffeine, and it is made in the US. Apple made the iPad. Ongo's made the energy spray. The entire boost is contained within just a small drop, absorbed almost instantly, and it is the only truly on-the-go solution in the world today. So much so that our formula is the highest concentration of caffeine in the world, and it is fully patented today. The closest product on the market today is this famous brand called 5-Hour Energy. They sell 800,000 units every single day. Yet the product is smaller, it's cleaner, it's faster. It's on the go. And it's more than just a product for caffeine and energy. It is a safer alternative. All the way from ingredient sizes to the caffeine intake, to the types of ingredients, to the precision sprayers. Also, we are made in the US, FDA registered, NSF certified facility. And the market is just enormous. Again, US alone, $7.2 billion are spent annually. And this product is a game changer. It's a game changer for ER or first responders, for gamers and students, for truck drivers. And this market is eager for something new. We have a product. We've just launched. Where we are today is we've completed inventory. We've completed our packaging, built out desktop displays. We are in the phase of content and awareness where we're building out an army of influencers. We've initiated outreach to transportation safety divisions for trucking companies. We're hiring business development roles to go into local truck stops and gyms with target of 500 stores within 12 months. We have our patents, we have our trademarks, we have our domains, but perhaps the most exciting part is our current, we're under due diligence for a 100-store trial run by a Fortune 500 company that you're all very familiar with, and that will give us access into 7,000 stores thereafter with additional sales and distribution agreements. Again, a little bit more about myself, chairman of Anti-Doping Division for the U.S. Olympic Committee, Hall of Fame inductee, award-winning retailer in furniture with multiple furniture stores and e-commerce. More than myself, it's our team. We have a wonderful team. We also have Anna on the call today. She'll help out, answer any questions that I'm not able to get to, but we have over 30 years in marketing experience within our team. Our midline projections are 130 million in 5 years. If we market, we sell the product. If we market well, we sell the product a lot. Every single player in this field is $1 billion plus player. So this is actually conservative projections. For this, we are seeking $1.1 million, 20% discount, and $5 million post-money valuation. A majority of our funding is designed to go into influencer marketing, inventory, and our key team. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'd love to take a deeper dive in our breakout room.
Thank you so much. Another investor poll is up. Next this morning, we have RX Guardian. Nathan Langley has been recognized as a top 40 under 40 in the Sacramento region, and as a thoughtful leader on prescription misuse and abuse, he has a proven track record of excellence and innovation. He is known for cultivating fruitful partnerships across all sectors to boost sales, revenue, and brand visibility for the businesses he's a part of. RX Guardian has 20 issued patents that are aimed to prevent the misuse, abuse, or accidental poisoning from prescription medicine in the home. Please welcome Nathan Langley, co-founder and CEO of RX Guardian.
Thank you. My name is Nathan Langley. I'm co-founder CEO of RX Guardian, and we develop and commercialize medication-safe storage devices designed to help prevent misuse, abuse, and accidental poisonings in the home. The company was founded because a friend of mine's younger brother developed a substance use disorder involving opioids, and it started by taking medications from his mom unknowingly. She actually accused the pharmacist of shorting her on her medications before she realized there was a problem in the home. And we figure if there was something like our patented locking cap or one of our other safe storage devices at the very beginning, one of two things would have happened. Either one, maybe he would have saw a lock never started, or two, maybe he would have destroyed the bottle, but at least she would have known at the very beginning there would have been an opportunity for early intervention and prevent things into developing into what they did. And as many on this call might know, despite efforts to address the opioid crisis, deaths continue to rise. 10.1 million people misused a prescription opioid in the past year, and of those, 1.6 million misused a prescription opioid for the very first time. And while it's a complex issue with many causes, diversion in the home is an overlooked driver of the opioid epidemic. 90% of addiction begins when first use is in the teenage years, and most parents don't worry about their children accessing their medications. Yet the National Survey on Drug Use and Health recognizes that 44.9% of abused medications originate from friends and family, wherein just 4% lock them up. And safe storage is a cost-effective and scalable solution. We have the only patented locking cap that fits existing prescription vials. We have 20 patents issued, US and international, scalable low-cost manufacturing in place, and we've even expanded our product portfolio. On the bottom left, this is our medication organizer designed to help prevent accidental poisonings. This was funded by Johnson & Johnson in the market today, and we're getting great traction with this as well, which expands beyond opioids. And safe storage is not just a necessity, but it's a great market opportunity. Happy to dive into these numbers in the breakout room, but just focusing on the most commonly abused medications, controlled substances, this makes for a $3.4 billion addressable market for us. And here's our proven network of customers and partners. On the left, these are health plans that offer our safe storage devices to various patient populations at no cost. We can be found within 5 miles of 70% of the US through pharmacy retail partners such as Walgreens and CVS. We have strong wholesale distribution in place. One I'd like to highlight is Centaur. They're the largest vial enclosure manufacturing company in the United States. We see them as a potential acquisition partner down the road. And then we also work with a lot of government agencies and are also seeing the opioid settlement dollars go towards prevention and safe storage of medications. There is competition in the market. However, we're the only locking cap that fits existing prescription vials, which gives us a competitive advantage as it relates to becoming a standard of care because we don't disrupt the current pharmacy fulfillment processes. Last year, we finished at $1.5 million in revenue, which was up 80% over the previous year. We're currently up over 40% over this time last year. We expect to be profitable next year and achieve revenues by 10 million by 2027. And we have a very experienced team in place. Michael Kinney is our chairman, also supports our sales efforts, former executive at UPMC, Centene, Aetna, even started his own Medicaid health plan at one point. David Brewers, our interim CFO, also majority shareholders, had several successful exits, his largest being as the co-founder of Inc2Me, which went public and was worth about $25 billion at one point. And then our EVP of commercialization did corporate strategy, Edric Engert, did corporate strategy for Novartis, formerly at McKinsey & Company, and a very supportive board of advisors from the previous administrator at DEA to the past president of Prudential Healthcare to the current chairman at the Center for U.S. Policy and many others. We're seeking $1.5 million to expand our sales and market reach. One key use of funds that I do want to highlight is a cost impact assessment. We've partnered with a well-known health economics firm to not only help us measure our social impact, but our economic impact. We intend to use this as a sales tool for health plans and even potential legislation. Oops. Diversion in the home is a huge problem. We have patented solutions in place. We have the only locking cap that fits existing prescription vials, the $3.4 billion addressable market. We have an experienced, creative, passionate team. We have sales traction and plan to exit by acquisition. I hope that you'll join me in the breakout room to ask any questions that you might have and learn more. Thank you.
Thank you, Nathan. Another investor poll should have appeared. Next today, we have SafeQual Health. Jeff McWilliams has led daily operations and go-to-market strategy for global healthcare software companies, and he has scaled and transformed organizations in data-driven environments. He is passionate about building high-performance teams, fostering a culture of excellence, and delivering value to customers, partners, and shareholders. SafeQual is developing a cloud-based enterprise software to allow for greater productivity-focused workflow, process improvement, and accountability across the care delivery system. Please welcome Jeff McWilliams, President of SafeQual.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jeff McWilliams, President of SafeQual. We are an enterprise healthcare risk management software that has passed our beta stage, has almost 500 million in annual recurring revenue, and over a dozen healthcare systems already live and using our software today. 1 out of 4 patients that enter a hospital have an event that occurs. 1 out of every 13 have a preventable harm event that occurs. And medical errors are the 3rd leading cause of death in the United States. For that, CMS has put forth a huge tailwind for us, which is a new patient safety structural measure that requires all acute settings to comply with this new heavy set of regulations that is being rolled out right now and effective next year. The problem we're addressing is all the time that is taken away from doctors and nurses to be put into these areas of safety, quality, and risk when they could be putting that into patient care. For that, we have a very clear and direct ROI that we can share with you. What we do is we combine all these departments that today use separate modules and systems and processes and break down those silos so that they can have cross-functional communication and work together to solve the problem of zero preventable harm. There is a large $200 million TAM as part of a larger $2 billion TAM that we're addressing today. And why do we exist? The reason why we exist is that we are protected under the patient safety work product. So that's why none of the information that is put into SafeQual needs to go into the EMR because it becomes discoverable. So that's why we integrate with the EMRs and we integrate with the HR systems and more, because we are a non-discoverable patient safety work product when combined with their patient safety organization. For that, that's where they feel comfortable to do all this investigation, reporting, process changes, peer reviews, and so on inside of our technology. And what we do is provide them one place to do that all together in a protected setting. This is a replacement market. So there are our old on-prem legacy systems like RLDatix and Simpler that have most of the market share. The good news for us is that RLDatix and Simpler have less than 15% of their customer base on a new SaaS product, which means they're sitting on old legacy technology. So that we think that's the low-hanging fruit here, and we've already replaced their customer base already. Our ICP is anybody with one hospital or more, and at least 500 employees. For that which we have an average contract length of 4 years, and our sales cycles take about a year because we're enterprise software. We have a robust pipeline in place to support these growth efforts. We have a 5-year projection that we're happy to dive into in great detail to show you our growth trajectory and the details behind that. And how do we feel so confident is because the barriers to entry would take probably 3 to 5 years and 20 to 25 million for someone to come in to this space. And the moat that we have is best illustrated here, where today we're the only system that can do all these things in one place. And these things are all a direct requirement of that new regulation I just shared earlier, the patient safety structural measures. So for anybody else in the industry, they would have to use multiple systems or manual processes to do what SafeQual does. We have a very experienced executive team that has produced enterprise level products and services. We also have a great board of advisors that has a great mix of backgrounds. We are looking to raise 3.7 million, of which almost 2 million has been raised to date. We have a great exit opportunities as many of our competitors are approaching us for discussions. We have private equity looking at us and various opportunities for future acquisitions. We look at break even by Q3 of 26 with a lot of great milestones that we're already hitting on today. The investment rationale, I think, is very clear. There is a huge market, a replacement market with vulnerable market leaders, and we're looking to disrupt that with technologies that they don't have today, like AI, automation, and workflow that helps drive a better ROI. We hope you'll join us on our journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Another investor poll should have appeared. Next today we have Sword Bio. David Dingot is Fortune 10 trained with over 30 years of business leadership. He was the co-founder of Corrente, which was sold to Oracle. He founded Sword Bio, and with his background, expertise, and proven track record of success, he is well positioned to take it to the next level along with his incredible team. Sword Bio is a contract research organization that accelerates the drug development process by developing and running tests for preclinical and clinical trials for biotech and pharma clients. I will let David tell you all about it.
Great, Sarah, thank you. As was just mentioned, we basically get drugs to market faster than they would otherwise. SWORD is a contract research organization or CRO located in Chicago, and we develop and run the FDA required tests for getting these drugs to market. And we do that for the pharmaceutical and biotech industries. There are only about 30 US CROs, and this is needed by thousands of companies. So there's a shortage of companies that can do this sort of thing. And in fact, there's been a shortage for decades in this space. And because of that, when you look at the multiples on exit, over the last 5 years, they've ranged from 20 to 28 times EBITDA, with probably the standout being BioAgilytix, which was sold in 2021 for $2.5 billion, or 44 times EBITDA. So our strategy is very simple: recruit the top leaders in this space to quickly create another win. Speaking of BioAgilytix, which is the company I just described that sold for 44x, our chief operating officer co-founded BioAgilytix. After a great exit, he retired, came out of retirement when he learned about Sword Bio, invested in the company and set his salary to $0, where it's been for the last 2 years since he's joined. David Osband sold his family company to BioAgilytix. He was their VP of sales. He's now our VP of sales and invested in the company. If you take a look at the other key players from an executive standpoint, they have great success at BioAgilytix and other companies. So we've got a leadership team that can take this company through exit and certainly beyond. And if you take a look at this space, basically a company that has their drug delayed by for every day that it's delayed in getting into the market, it costs about $1 million on average. And if you look at the CROs, first of all, just to get these projects started, it can take 3 to 4 months. So you have amazing delay right up front. And then throughout that project life cycle, they typically will change the scientific team depending on the stage. And that creates incredibly inefficient communication for those customers. And the senior scientist that typically sells you these opportunities is never heard from again until they go ahead and try to sell you something else. Sword is very different from that perspective. We start projects in under 30 days. We have a principal scientist who remains the main contact for the customer throughout the project, and senior scientists are involved in every step of the way. So basically, the projects not only start sooner, they finish faster, and that gets the drugs to the people that need them sooner than they would otherwise. Just a typical customer example, $150 million market cap. They spent over $500,000 with Sword Bio through multiple projects. So this is an ongoing relationship and something that doesn't take a lot of customers to have a very successful exit. Big market, $5 billion market cap. We need less than 0.5% market share to create a great exit. From a traction perspective, we've already got our average project size up from 2024 to 2025 from 40,000 to 100,000. Our backlog, which is basically business that we've already sold that we have yet to implement. In January, that was 200,000. In May, it's up to 1.2 million, and we're adding one new customer a month. We also have a great partnership underway that I'm happy to share more information about in the breakout room, but they're 10 times larger than us, and we're working together to go after an interesting part of this market. So from a financial perspective, basically, we've been doubling revenue year over year since 2023. We already have over 3 million in sales year to date, and we're targeting an exit in the 28-29 timeframe at about 16 million in revenue. So in summary, we're basically gaining rapid market acceptance. We're raising $1 million in equity financing for growth capital, and that will be used for the 8 new hires that we've hired since December and beyond. So hope to share more with you in the breakout rooms. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Dave. And there's now our final investor pull up for Sword Bio. As a reminder, these are for investors only. We will be going into breakout rooms shortly. I do want to remind everyone on the call that these breakout rooms are for presenters and investors to get to talk to each other. So please, investors, use this time to go into the breakout rooms. If you're not an investor, please do not go to these breakout rooms, as these are for investors and presenters to get to know each other. So with that, I'm going to put up one final poll. This is the same poll that was at the beginning of the meeting. If you're interested in any of the services from our sponsors, feel free to fill that out. If you had already filled it out earlier, no need to indicate again. We have your responses ready from the first one. And while we do that, Tien is going to open up the breakout rooms, and you can now choose which breakout room you would like to go to. As a reminder, you can join a breakout room by clicking that breakout room button that is now at the bottom of your screen. You'll see that, you click that, and then you click which company you would like to join. So we want to thank everyone for being here today, and these breakout rooms will probably last about half an hour or so. And Emily will put all the links in the chat one more time for the program book, for the events coming up, and all the things. So make sure to look out for that. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. But we hope to see you at an upcoming event soon. And thank you for joining.